What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Golemmcr. In today's video, we're going to be ranking every single Clash Royale card from S tier to F tier. So they recently released the Boss Bandit, which has hella health. It's like a bandit, but it's the boss. And they've done a ton of updates. So let's go ahead and get right into it. And just as a forewarning, we're not going to be rating any of the Evos. It's just all the non-Evos. So we got the basic knight. I feel like it's a real solid card. It doesn't feel like what it used to be, but I still think it's super solid for non-Evo. It has really good stats. I almost want to put it at A, but I'll put it at B because I feel like it's gotten a little power creeped. Um, we have the archers. I think this is like one of the worst cards in the game for the non-Evo. They don't do much damage. If you split them, it feels like you can ignore them. If you play them same lane, you can arrows them, fireball them. Just push through them. I feel like you only really play them to cycle their evos. We got the non-evo skellies. I'm putting these at D tier. I just don't think three skeletons do much anymore for one elixir. I think anyone would rather play like Ice Spirit or anything else. I think the only reason people play skeletons are to get to their evos. So let's see. Now we got the arrows. I feel like the arrows is honestly A tier. It's not like S tier, but it's still really good at what it does, being able to take out like firecracker or anything else. I don't want to put it in B just yet, even though it's maybe fallen out of favor recently. I still feel like it has so much coverage for 3 elixir, and be able to get annoying cards like firecracker and dark goblin out of the game are just super invaluable. So we got the giant. I'm putting him at C tier. I feel like it's like one of the better tanks, but it still feels like a corny card to use because you're just playing 5 elixir into him and you're giving him like a free counter push. It's mostly using like graveyard decks or like giant prince decks. I could see that like B tier or even A tier, but I'll leave it at C. It has hella health, but like just like the theory of the card, like giving the free counter push, it's kind of shitty. So we have the non-Evo Musk. I'm putting it at B tier. It feels really solid on defense. It shoots ground and air. I feel like it's the only reason like Hog Rider defends so well against me because of like the singular Musk, and they just spam it. And it like shoots like rocket level damage like every shot. Like it's just crazy how much damage it does per shot. Like if you don't just destroy it right away, it'll take out your whole push. Um, so we got the mini P.E.K.K.A. I'm putting it at C tier. It definitely got a buff in a few updates ago, and it does a lot more damage per hit. But it kind of still feels like a trolley card that you can just kite away easily or just do anything to. And it is 4 elixir. So, yeah, I'm not sure about it. We got the fireball. It's going in A tier. I don't know. As a golem player, fireball feels really strong. I feel like I can push through lightnings. I can push through like even poison sometimes. But it's like fire. I can push through arrows, but fireball, man, like it literally maps your push like instantly. It's just crazy. You can't block it. You have to split lane. Even when you split lane, it feels like it still gets value. So I feel like fireball feels pretty strong right now. We got the skeleton army. We're gonna put them at D tier. I feel like the skeleton army is pretty good. It can just like take out anything for 3 elixir, but any splash card will take it out right away or like a log. So that's why it's D tier. We have the non-Evo wall breakers. I'm gonna put them at C. No, I'll put them at B. I mean, they do hella damage for 2 elixir, but I feel like most people play them for the Evos. I mean, that's like any card though. I was gonna put them at C, but I don't know. They honestly connect a lot more situations than you'd think for 2 elixir. When most of the time they'd just probably play a log or something. So I feel like for that reason alone, like they're pretty good. So we have the baby dragon. Put the baby dragon at C. It definitely got a splash buff, but it still kind of just feels like it flies around. And yeah, it's like a tanky, but I just don't see it like doing much damage, or it's like hard to get its value, like outside of just being like tanky. Um, it doesn't have like the slow like the ice wizard. So yeah, I think C is where it belongs. We got the prince. Yeah, I'm putting it in A tier. I don't know if this is like a mid ladder evaluation, but that's how I feel. Like it's just so annoying. I know it's 5 elixir, but it's like so annoying that it like gets the charge on defense and it takes out your push and it like recharges on offense. So it's like you're like down elixir and they have like put a goblin giant in front of it and like you somehow like they defend with it and now you defend their push with like less elixir. I don't know, the card's just corny and it just like gets too much value like just any way possible. We have the goblins. All the goblins have got a nerf recently, and I kind of feel like they fell off. I'm putting them in C tier. Honestly, like hardly feel like people run base goblins anymore. It's always the goblin gang. I'm also gonna put the spear goblins in C tier. I feel like the spears and the goblins are both just cards that people don't run because they'd just rather run the goblin gang for 1 elixir and get them both. So we got the Hog Rider. I think it's a pretty shitty win condition right now. It's like C or B. It's a free king to anyone with NATO for like 0 hits. Most people playing Hog Rider are playing like Hog Rider EQ, and if you play EQ, you can't beat any beatdown deck in double if they just all in you single lane. So I just feel like the deck just feels like limited. Um, we got the Goblin whatever spawner. It's pretty garbage going in F. I mean, cards like this are just like trolly. I feel like they're just like lose EQ, lose the spells, and they're not really a good win condition when it comes to double. They just like perpetually chip until your opponent like finally actually has a plan. We have the barrel. It's going in at C. It's not the greatest, honestly. I was thinking about it. It's like the Evo barrel that gets all the value. The regular barrel you can normally get a positive trade with or just ignore. We have the hunter. I don't know. I'm putting it at C. I almost want to put it at B. I feel like the hunter feels strong. It'll really take out your stuff fast. It does a ton of damage, and I see a lot of use of it in RG, but I feel like you could even use it in other decks. Like it just does so much per shot. We got the base minions. I'm gonna put them at C. They're definitely better than the minion horde, and they do a lot of DPS, but they're still not the greatest. I feel like they still feel kind of weak. We got the bomber. It's a 2 elixir card that does splash. So elixir alone, it's got to be B or A. I don't know why. I'm just not feeling many S tier cards yet. We got the tombstone. I feel like it's one of the worst buildings. It really doesn't do much. It used to make like skellies for like Skelly King, but no one even runs Skelly King anymore. I guess it's okay on defense, but there's better defensive cards. Put at D. We got the bomb tower. It doesn't feel like the best building, but definitely not the worst. But at C, I feel like it's overshadowed by the cannon for sure. We have the balloon. I honestly don't care what anyone says. I don't feel like this is the greatest win condition. Put it at C. It's 5 elixir, and like people use it with freeze, which like gives up even more elixir. And I don't know. Like yeah, it gets a lot of damage, but it gives counter pushes. It doesn't feel like the greatest to me. We're gonna put Skelly King at D. It feels like a very trolly tank right now. I honestly feel like he gets outshadowed by every single other tank. The bomb just creates like perpetual like defensive game states, but I feel like it like never gets its offensive value. So I feel like eventually it's just like on your opponent to like outsmart it. But it's like if you play a card like Giant Skeleton, like good luck like pushing through and stuff. With the barbs, I think they're a solid F tier card right now. A 5 elixir card that gets splashed down by like a million splash troops that are in the game now that just do infinite splash. Yeah, not the greatest. Honestly, Cannon's gonna be our first S tier card, bro. I swear, bro. Cannon's like breaking the cycle decks. I don't even care, bro. Like I'm fucking leaving it in S tier. I don't care if this looks like faded right now. Like it's hard to think there's like super broken cards right now in the game. Even with the boss bandit. And I feel like Cannon is like the sole reason that cycle decks do the stupid shit they do because it shoots both sides and it pulls a center and it's like a building, so it like forces things. And like once it already pulls the things to center, they can just play their little goblins and stuff like a tile back, so like everything stays center. So like the cannon like solidifies it all. And like I mean we're not talking about the Evo, but it does cycle to the Evo. It's like so busted. And we're gonna play the bar barrel or the barb spawner straight to F. Like all the spawners in this game are pretty garbage. The battle ram's D. I mean, it's 4 elixir for a ram that like it's pretty easy to counter and gives a counter push. Really not the greatest. I'm gonna go ahead and put barrel as a B spell. It's pretty niche. I feel like only like Golem and some weird decks really use it. But it's not bad. It's 2 elixir. It's a log, slightly different. I think it's good. I think it is overshadowed now by other cards. So we have the Golem. I don't think it's in the greatest spot right now. I'm putting it at C. It's definitely like can win, but you have to really play perfect. I feel like other decks are more forgiving, and I feel like even when you play perfect, your opponent can just like outvalue you on defense in like insane ways, like no matter how much you death ball or split. Um, so yeah, we have the Zap. I don't know how this might be a hot take, but I'm putting Zap in F. I don't know. I've thought this for the longest ever since like the nerf. It just does like nothing for 2 elixir. It does like a half a second stun. And I guess if you need to reset that bad, but now we have Evo E Dragon stuff, so seems pointless. We got the Minion Horde. We're gonna put the Minion Horde in at F. I feel like the Minion Horde's really not the greatest. It just dies instantly to Wizard or any other splash troops, and you can just arrows it down and take it out really fast. So yeah, definitely not the greatest right now. I would love to see like a rework or something because I don't think Minion Horde has been really playable for the longest. Um, we got the base Valk. Honestly, the base Valk. I'm trying to think honestly. I don't know if I'm tweaking on this. It doesn't feel as good as the Must to me. Like it just feels like a slow card. I'm thinking like the Evo Valk is what pisses me off. Like I feel like if people just had no Evo Valk, like they would never run Valk. It's like a C or D base card for sure. It just like spins in a circle and walks slow. Inferno Tower is going D. I feel like it's like only good against Golem, and even against me against Golem, like I feel like I can even like push through Inferno. Like even if I don't block it with Skelly Dragons, like it 5 for 8's the Golem, but then it like the Golem has 2 Golemites and you still have all your support troops. So like it's low key even like not even I don't know. I feel like it takes a while to charge up. Like compared to like Mighty Miner, and I think Mighty Miner is just like a lot better. My bad, it's moved around. All right, so we got the Lightning. Lightning's going to S tier, bro. I feel like Lightning is the most busted spell right now. I know Cycle players probably are going to disagree with me, but as a beatdown player, like, oh my god, it's such a bailout card. And it's insane, like, how much value it gets. Like, to actually block Lightning, I need Golem, Knight, and Healer, which is 15 Elixir. And I need my Evo E Drag. So I need 20 Elixir to block a 6 elixir card, and that's the only way I can push through. And they can just wait a second. It's so dumb, bro. Like it's so dumb. They need to make like another mini tank or something, or I don't know. It's broken. P.E.K.K.A.'s going in D. The range nerf definitely killed it. I don't want to put it in F though, because like it's definitely not as bad as some of these other cards. It definitely can still get somewhat value. Um, but yeah, it's never gonna be the same like it was before with the range nerf. We have the Inferno Dragon. I'm putting in at A. I feel like it's just a super solid card. It's hard to make it work in like a lot of decks because they don't have much synergy. So I feel like it's only really played in lava. But man, like having like a flying Inferno, like I feel like it's 1 elixir less than an Inferno Tower. It's just like a better Inferno Tower and cheaper. Um, so we have the Lava Hound. I'm putting it at B. I feel like it's like the consistently the best beatdown win condition. Giant or Golem just feels like way too heavy, and Giant and other things just feel just not as consistent. But Lava being flying just lets you get so much value from all your flying troops, and it just seems to always cook. We have the Fire Spirit. I'll put it at B. I feel like it's decent, even though it doesn't get much love. Like it does hella damage for 1 elixir. I know it hasn't even played that much recently, but I mean, if you don't like respond to it, it's like a fireball worth of damage to your tower. So I feel like it's still not that bad. But yeah, maybe it gets overshadowed now. So we have the bats. Um, the 2 elixir bats we'll put at. I was gonna put them at C, B, but I'll put them at C. I just feel like there's like a ton of splash in this game, so I just so many times I feel like they could just die like instantaneously. Use like sneeze on them or anything. It's just hard. Like I feel like there's so much splash in this game, so like if the card like has like a lot of units and low health, it's hard for me to think it's gonna do good anymore. We got the furnace. I think it did get a buff like in one of those updates, something about like how many it spawns or the range or something. But it still isn't that good, and it's still super trolly, and it's definitely not a good win condition. So we're gonna put it at D. Um, we got the wizard. I feel like the wizard's a pretty good card. It shoots those fireballs, but it's like definitely not that good. I know they gave it that balance change a while ago where it doesn't die to poison and stuff, but I feel like it just got power creep by other cards in the meantime. And I feel like it's kind of in a bad place right now. And I like this is not talking about the Evos, so like just the base wizard for 5 elixir. I'll put a D. I'll put the rage at A tier. I feel like it's like a super strong spell. For 2 elixir, it just does so much. Like you get a teeny bit of damage, which matters. You get speed boost, and you get like attack hit speed boost. Like it's crazy. Like compare that to Zap for 2 elixir. Like it literally doesn't even make sense. Like it should almost be 3 elixir. Like if you think about it, like compared to a spell like Zap. But no, I guess they're both 2 in Supercell's mind. Zap should low key be like 1 elixir. I swear to God, like for what it does. We have the witch. I'm gonna put the witch at C. I don't know what update it was, but it got some like buff to its health or something. I don't know. It doesn't feel that bad. It's kind of like a trolley card, and I feel like it has no synergy. But I mean, I don't know. It can kind of stall things, and I just don't want to put it in D. I feel like it's not as bad as some of these other cards. I don't know. We got the non-Evo lumber. I'm honestly putting it at fucking B tier. I want to put it at A. I feel like the non-Evo lumber is so good, but it just has like it's so hard to have synergy. It got an attack damage boost I think not too long ago, either that or a health boost, and that with its raid spell I feel like is like low key a lot of value, but it's like kind of fugazi the way it goes off. But I know people don't want to run it now because the Evo got nerfed, but I still think the non-Evo is pretty strong. So we're gonna go with the Night Witch. We're gonna put it at C. It's kind of in like a rough spot right now. I feel like it's only using like maybe Golem or like Goblin Giant, and even like Golem players aren't really using it. And I don't even know if Goblin Giant's using it. There's just like better cards you could play like Prince and other like pressure cards. Like it just doesn't. It's not like the only DPS card now, and it's kind of a slow DPS. So yeah, but it's still good. So now we have this skeleton barrel. I'm gonna put the skeleton barrel at B. I don't know why. I feel like this card's like surprisingly good. I'll sometimes play it against in cycle decks, and I feel like it gets like hella damage. Like you wouldn't think it, and unless you have like a wizard or something to splash right away, it's hard to like counter. You have to like play something on top of it, so it's like already gets the value. And it does like damage when it explodes. I forget what update it was, but they buffed it not too long ago, and it definitely helped it. We're gonna put the mortar in A tier. Honestly, I feel like the Nanio mortar like consistently stays like a strong building, time and time again. You can play it with cannon cart, you can play it with range troops, and just get a lot of value from it shooting. Compare it to the Expo, which is 2 elixir more, and I feel like just is a lot easier to counter and harder to play. The mortar just always feels like the superior siege troop, and I think you just get way more value from the support. We're gonna put rocket in at B. It's a good spell, but definitely nowhere near as good as lightning in my opinion. I kind of want to put it at A, but like I feel like you can like split lane rocket a lot easier, and then they have to commit 6 to one side, and it's a lot harder for them to defend like that. It's like harder for rocket to get its value than lightning for sure. So yeah, I believe rocket at B. We got the flying machine. We'll put in. Oh wait, I guess we got the snowball. All right, we'll put the snowball in at C. It definitely has like a decent stun. Um, so I feel like just for the stun alone, it's like a whole second. Like this should be at C. It's only 2 elixir, but it's not like rage level good. We got the flying machine. We'll put the flying machine at C. It's kind of mediocre. It's really only good in like recruits and stuff, and it can shoot a lot, but it doesn't do like the most damage. It's more annoying than anything, but it is 4 elixir, and it's kind of flimsy. But it can get its value in like recruits. I put the cannon cart in B. I feel like even after the nerf, it still feels like a strong card. I feel like it's hard to find its place in the meta again, but I don't want to say it's like that much worse after that nerf. Like I don't want to say it changed like all those interactions. I think a lot of it's in like people's head that it's like so much worse. But yeah, if we're gonna put the Expo in D. I know there's goated Expo players, But I don't think like Expo is what makes the Expo deck so good. I think it's like all the other cards, like the cycle cards, the pump, the rocket, whatever, the NATOs. Expo is just kind of like the checkmate card, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels underwhelming for 6 elixir on like a base level compared to Mortar. We'll put the log at S tier. I feel like there's not many S tier cards this matter. Like there's not like one S tier card that stands out to me. Like I know people are like Boss Bandit, but I don't think Boss Bandit is like super godlike. I'm not saying it's not good. I just don't think it's like the best card in the game. And log just always gets its value. I feel like it's goaded. So we got the miner. Um, let's see. The miner is what the heck? Oh yeah, the miner's going into C. It can like block things. Like it can like block E drag so it doesn't chain. It can hit their pumps. But it's still like a weak card and they can like NATO it off and get kings. I don't really think it's the best win condition, but but yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Let's see. Now we got the RG. Um I'm gonna put the RG in at C. I feel like it's like all these like Golem RG and Giant are kind of like Fugazi win conditions. Like you'll win, you'll lose, but they're always like hard to be like a consistently win with them. Compared to like Cycle decks, they feel so much more matchup dependent. Um, but yeah, I don't really feel like any beatdown deck is super strong right now. We have recruits. I'm putting the base recruits in at C. They don't feel like insane, but I don't know. They don't feel terrible. Like I want to say they're better than some of these cards on here. And they buff base recruits like a bunch of time, so like they have a hella health now. Dude, we'll put Mega Minion at B. I feel like Mega Minion's like one of the most underrated cards ever. It does like a ton of damage, and I feel like it's just super good for the damage it does. And it's 1 elixir less than Phoenix, so it's got that going for it. Dude, honestly, I want to put the Three Musket at B, but I know I should. I'll put them at C. Three Musket like definitely got a buff like to their first hit speed, and it's so noticeable. I feel like they get their value a lot more. I think Three Musket like a lot more attractive since that buff, and I'm actually like surprised more people don't play it. I feel like it's one of those decks is only gonna take a few people to get to the top 1K with it, where it'll just take off, because it just like three must shoot so fast if you find a way to like just keep them alive or something. So guards are going in the A tier. They're just such a good defensive card for 3 elixir. Them all getting their own shields. That's just so good. You really can't beat that for 3 elixir. Everything else is just so squishy, but guards always get their value. We got the Dark Prince. I'll put the Dark Prince in at C. I feel like it just doesn't feel like that good. I mean, I know it got like a slight buff to its charge, but it just doesn't feel like Daddy Prince. Um, and I think it's always gonna be like its little brother, but it still has its place. We're gonna put Princess in at B. I feel like it's still a really solid range unit, even though it doesn't shoot as fast at the bridge. You can just play it in the back and just always get that like that structure going where you have princesses shooting on their pushes at all times, so you don't get overwhelmed, and it just feels really solid. So we got the Mega Knight. The base Mega Knight I'm putting at D. It does not feel like that good. It's kind of trolly. Like it's kind of like P.E.K.K.A. Like it's hard for it to get its value. It just does its thing and it dies for 7 elixir. So yeah. Then we have Ice Spirit. Dude, Ice Spirit is going to the fucking S tier. That card's so goated for 1 elixir. Like that shit literally is like so good in any cycle deck. Like just the thought of it like stunning anything for 1 elixir, like you could get so much value with that. I don't even care. Like what? I don't know. I'm putting it S tier. Fuck it. Like it's one of those cards that like it'll always like it should always theoretically like need a nerf. You know, like it's just too good to free something for 1 elixir, bro. That's just too good of a concept. Bro, we got the fucking Ice Golem. Putting it at D feels pretty underwhelming. It's like stun really doesn't do that much. I feel like the slow never comes in effect that much. And like I don't know, I hardly ever think like what do you need like a little mini tank for? It just like dies. Um, Battle Healer, I'm putting in at B. I don't know. I've been having some crazy interactions with Battle Healer. I think Battle Healer must be like it was one of like the most undiscovered cards in Clash Royale. Where like if you just like give up some damage, you can create like some solitaire ass game boards with it, and it will just heal and heal and heal. And it doesn't get its value all the time, but like when it does, like man, does it get way more than it should. We're gonna put Freeze at B tier. I feel like Freeze has been creeping up as a better spell recently to me, just because of Evo E-Drag Freeze and it being such like a lock double elixir, and they get the chain and they play it with NATO. So yeah, I definitely think it's a lot better than people give it credit for. We have the clone. We'll put the clone in F tier. I don't really think the clone is all that great. For 3 elixir, it just clones everything, and then they can all die to anything like any spell, compared to like Rage, which they stay alive, and it's 1 elixir less. Like clone's just a super trolley card. We're gonna put Ice Wiz at A tier. I feel like Ice Wiz is so broken. Um, for 3 elixir, it's like shoots ground and air. It does splash, and it has slow, and it has a spawn slow. Like that's just so insane, bro. Like and in double elixir, you can just spam Ice Wizards, and you'll literally just never lose. Like that shit is literally just so insane. So yeah, we got the Goblin Gang. We put the Goblin Gang at A tier. I feel like the Goblin Gang's definitely the best like Goblin pair. People don't want to run Goblins. They want to run the Goblin Gang. And they don't run Spears. They want to run the Gang. It's just the best. We got the Suspicious Bush. I'm gonna put it at D tier. It feels like a trolley ass win condition, man. Like I've played it a couple times, and everyone that plays it runs like stupid ass Dark Goblin decks. Like it just Evo Dark Goblin, like Suspicious Bush, like 1.9 cycle, and you can pretty much just ignore their shit and just Golem and just do like a Death Ball because they have no spells and just win. So like I feel like it's only played in like trolley decks that like they're like made if like if people only played cycle and like yeah they dominate in like a cycle, like if cycle is the only deck allowed, but like if you allow other decks, I'm like it just feels like trolley. We're up at Dark Goblin A tier, bro. I refuse to believe this is not a broken card. Like even after the nerf, bro. Like the way fucking cycle players just spam that shit, bro, and get back to like 2 at once, and they have like that shit just shooting so fast behind, and it's like range is just so deep, and it can like hit from like the other side. It just fucked that card, bro. I don't care they got nerfed. Like it still feels broken, and it was like an S tier card before the nerf. So I'm putting Curse at D. I don't think it's like an F tier like Clone, but it's definitely not the greatest. Um, it's definitely kind of trolly too. I don't really think the goblins end up getting much value half the time. But yeah, we're gonna put the Goblin Giant at B. It's definitely one of the more used beatdown cards recently. I feel like Giant and Golem aren't used as much, but Goblin Giant is just used a lot more, and it gets a lot more value with the goblins on its back. We'll put Mother Witch in at D. I don't really think it really does much. It's really squishy. And the piggies it spawns really never impact the game that much, it seems. They just do kind of like mindless chip damage. And I feel like they're just better for extra cards. Put Goblin Machine at C tier. I don't think it's as bad as people say. I've actually seen a rise of it being used in Eagle and stuff lately. It has hella health. It does a decent amount of damage per hit now. And it fucking shoots rockets. So I feel like it's a lot better than people give it credit for. We have the E-Barbs. We're going to put them at D. I don't think the E-Barbs are that good. For 6 elixir, you can like chain them with E-Drag and just kite them or just splash them down. It just feels like a lot of ways you can just take out or kite a 6 elixir card. Now we have the Heal Spirit. I'm going to put the Heal Spirit at B tier. I feel like it's definitely a good spirit. It's good in 3 must. It could be good in a lot of other decks, but people don't give it a chance. It's only 1 elixir, and I feel like you get hella value with it. Just to be a lot of troops on the board. I'm gonna put piggies in C tier. I don't think they're the greatest win condition. They give a free king. They can get splashed down. I don't even think they're that much better than Hog. I feel like they're kind of the same. I feel like if you beat piggies, you could beat Hog. They kind of, yeah. Oh, NATO, S tier, bro. I feel like NATO is such a god spell. You can get Force Kings, Force E-Drags. You can literally take their shit off your tower. Like literally, that card will forever be S tier to me. If there's not like a super busted card in a game, if the game's like at like its stasis, you know what I'm trying to say? Like this card will always be super busted. Like just it just is. Poison. I'm gonna put the poison at B. I feel like it's a good spell, but being at 4 elixir, I really think Fireball's the better spell right now. I feel like it just does its damage a lot slower, and I don't even think poison has slow anymore. Or don't quote me on that, but I don't think so. And yeah, I just see it used less and less. And like I said, I think Fireball getting the instant damage is just super important because stuff can like walk out of it. We're gonna put Fisherman at not yet. I'm putting it A tier, bro. It's such a goated card, bro. It literally like fish slaps people, so it slows them. It pulls the king. Um, Cause like ice was like slows forever, but fish can actually get the king. So it's like they're both kind of like do different things. But yeah, I mean I know it got a slight nerf, but I feel like it was always just a super busted card, and like it's still busted. We got the Ram Rider. It's going in the B tier. I feel like it's one of the more solid riders. I low key like it more than Hog and Piggies, just because of its stun. I feel like I can get more damage and consistently like hit through more, and it's like harder to defend. We got the E Spirit. I'm putting it at D. I don't like this Spirit. I feel like people used to love it, but it's a free king for your opponent. Like if you cycle in the back and just don't play anything, like your opponent gets a free king if they want it. It feels like there's better spirits. Like I don't know. I think it used to be good, but I feel like I don't know. I want to say it's gotten overshadowed. Maybe I look faded putting Fire Spirit in at B, but dude, honestly, I don't. I just don't feel like E Spirit's that good. Honestly, I, base Tesla is going to C. It's not the worst building, but it's not the best. Definitely like overshadowed by cannon and other buildings, but it can shoot ground and air, so I feel like that definitely means something. Um, so yeah, we got the Zappies. I'll put the Zappies in at B. I feel like they're a very solid defense card. They shoot ground and air, and they can like perpetually stun things because they can like chain like independently of each other. And yeah, they can get a lot of value that way. If your opponent doesn't instantly spell them down, they're pretty much going to be a super good defensive card. So we have the non-Evo E-Drag, which I'm going to put at C. I feel like even the non-Evo E-Drag is like better than people give it credit for. Just being able to chain. Um, yeah, and being able to be healed with healer and stuff. It just is super important behind cards like Golem and other stuff to get their value. So now we have the Electro Giant. We're gonna put it at B. I feel like it's definitely a better. Nah, actually, I'm trolling, bro. We're putting it at C. It's like kind of similar to Golem and Giant. Like no one really plays it. But like weird ass people, they're like playing Lightning or NATO, and like you're gonna like win your matchups that you win, and then you're gonna lose your matchup that you lose. It's like a very matchup dependent deck. It's like super heavy too, so like good luck getting the shit off. I'm gonna put Sparky at B tier. I feel like this card's super underrated. I feel like it like gets its value a lot. It does so much damage, especially behind Goblin Giant. I think it's pretty good, but I know it can be stunned with the E drag. Maybe you could play like Lightning or something to counteract it. But yeah. Now we got the E Wiz. I'm gonna put it at yeah, I'm honestly putting it at D, bro. I feel like that card's hella underwhelming. Like anytime someone plays an E-Wiz, like I instantly feel good about the game, bro. Like it just feels like the most underwhelming 4 elixir card compared to everything else. And I know it's gotten like a shit ton of buffs, like here and there, but I still just feel like it doesn't feel like the shit. I put Smelly Drags at C. I feel like they're not the greatest card, but I feel like a lot of decks just kind of have to play them, like Golem or Lava, because there's like no other good anti-air cards, and it's like good to have flying cards too, so you don't just get decimated on the ground. We have E-Golem. This card's like such a solid win condition right now. I'm putting it at A. There's actually so many like E-Golem decks up top right now. You can use E-Golem Night Witch, E-Golem like Boss Bandit, like E-Golem anything. It's like a 3 elixir card that tanks fucking everything. It's fucking insane. EQ. I'm gonna put EQ at C. I feel like it's one of the worst spells, just for the sake that like it's like a trolley spell in my mind because like it takes out pump, right? but it doesn't hard counter beatdown because you have no big spell, so beatdown can just like death ball you and double. So like you kind of like win with single with Earthquake, but I feel like you're pretty much like surrendering double elixirs with that card. Like I just don't see how like I've played on the other side of it, dude, and like the amount of times I've just death balled Earthquake users and like just let them take the tower, and they just like do the yawning emotes. It's like, yeah, like what can you do about it, man? Like, and it's like that's your fault for having a deck like that. So we're gonna put the mirror in F. It's a pretty terrible card. Um, I feel like who would want to pay one more elixir to pay any card when you could just play another card for not one more elixir? And like the level up really isn't that important. So we have the Executioner. I'm gonna put the Xe in at D. I feel like the Executioner is like not the greatest card because it's 5 elixir, and it can just be like natoed in or just taken out with by your opponent fast with like spells and other DPSs. So yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It's not like F tier. We have the Royal Ghost. This card's like so goated, bro. We're going straight to A. It gets like a cloak for 3 elixir that the Archer Queen has to pay 1 for. And it's 2 elixir less. And doesn't have to pay for it. So it's just broken and it splashes. And it like just has hella good stats for no reason. We'll put the Graveyard in at I'm gonna put it at B. No. I'll put it at C. It's kind of like a trolley win condition now. Yeah, like I feel like there's like not that much graveyard at the top right now, but I don't want to say it's like terrible, terrible, because like giant graveyard will still like fuck your shit up. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't feel the greatest. Like I don't. There's I feel like this meta there's like not many like super great cards. Like it just feels like a lot of stuff is in the middle, and there's like a few like that are up there, but definitely like a ton of C cards. We have the Firecracker. I'm gonna put the Firecracker in at B tier. I mean, I think it's a good card because of all the splash it does, but it is a free King Tower, and they can like NATO arrows it. But I still think it's like really solid with that splash. It just feels so insane with that splash sometimes. We have the Rascals. I'm gonna put them at F. I feel like no one plays them. It's like a 5 elixir card with like a mini tank and 2 like archers, and archers are garbage. So yeah, it just doesn't feel good. Non-evo cage. We're putting at D. It just feels like an underwhelming building. It doesn't shoot range DPS, so it's hard. It takes longer for it to get its value. And then the fucking Diddy guy that comes out is like a free king. So yeah, we're gonna put drill at D. I don't think drill's like a really good win condition. You're pretty much trying to win off your poison chip and your defensive cards. It just gives your opponent a free counter push. And if you think about it, it's like 4 elixir just for spawning like a couple goblins and it's not even all at once. So it's like I feel like they can just play one card and like counter the whole thing. We got the bowler. I'll put the bowler in at a D tier. I think it's definitely gotten a lot overshadowed with all the other cards. There's just a lot better splash and cheaper splash in the game now, and it's just kind of a slow tank that isn't really as formidable as it once was. So we're gonna put the bandit at B. I feel like being able to charge for 3 elixir without paying anything is like super good, and especially like boss bandit being in the game is making me appreciate that mechanic a lot more. And like just being a 3 elixir card doing all that is just really good. So we got the Marcher. I'm gonna put the Marcher in at D. I feel like the Marcher, I always call it the Tickle Me Elmo guy because it does like no damage. Like they can like line it up perfectly and it like literally is like shooting feathers. And it's a 4 elixir card. So I feel like even if they do damage, like it's very easy to start winning the game when they play it because they're like doing that all for like 4 elixir, and then you just get a counter push out of it. Dude, Berserker is so good right now. Berserker's going straight to A. It got a health buff, and I feel like it just does a ton of DPS, and it survives now like almost like a knight, and it always gets its value. I feel like, and it's so good where you can just like they play like a hog or something, you could like Berserker it and pump the opposite lane or something like that, and just get a positive trade and take some damage and try to get up like elixir like a pump. So now we got the Royal Delivery. So I'm gonna put the Royal Delivery in at C. I feel like it's a decent spell, but not the greatest. Definitely not as good as like Log or Lightning, but it definitely shuts things down for 3 elixir, especially in combination with other things. And I feel like it's like a mandatory card in a lot of cycle decks. And it can be tilting to play against. If we got Demolisher, I'm putting Demolisher in D. I feel like it just hasn't been able to find its place after it got that big nerf since it first came out. And I know it got like a slight buff, but I don't see people use it, and it just feels like a weak card for 4 elixir, even with the Death Bomb. I'm going to put Pump all the way to B. I feel like it doesn't get played that much, but I feel like it's still like a super feared card. And like people play EQ just for the thought of like people playing Pump, even with it having like a super low use rate. And it's just one of those cards where if you don't have an answer to it, like it is like a win condition. You just like double or triple pump your opponent. And there's also like a lot of games where my opponent plays like Fireball or Lightning, and they're just perpetually Fireball or Lightning my Golem pumps, or not my Golem pumps, but I mean my Golem pushes. So the only way I can even win the game is by like triple pumping as I'm pushing, because they're always just fucking fireballing and lightning in the push. So I literally have to get my +2s off the pumps to win. We got the fucking Rune Giant. Honestly, I'm putting this shit to D. Sorry, my nose is itching. It just feels like super garbage, man. Like it's like a healthy card. Like it has a lot of health, but it gets like no value. It literally just walks to its death, and I feel like you'd have to have like an Evo E-Drag behind it to get value, and even then, like it'd be questionable. Like that card needs a rework or something. Like it just does not like get value at all. I don't know. It's either like super good or super bad. We're gonna put the Void in D. I knew it got a rework lately, and so it can hit faster, but I still don't think it's a good card. It just doesn't do that much damage compared to where it used to. And I just think it's like a small spell. So if you don't have a big spell, like good luck taking out your opponent's push. We got the Phoenix. Put the Phoenix in A tier. The Phoenix is like a super strong card to me. It has an egg and it can spawn. It's pretty much like the Mega Minion for 1 elixir more, but it can like spawn again. So a lot of times it can like get a spell out. So that's really good. And it can just like take out anything. It's just super good. Put the Gold Knight in D tier. Sorry, I didn't scroll down. The Gold Knight just isn't that good, honestly. I feel like it dash is easy to block. When it walks up the arena, it's just like not doing much. It doesn't have that much DPS. I feel like it's easy to like kind of like Mighty Miner it or like take it out. It feels underwhelming. We got Skelly King. We're gonna put Skelly King at C tier. I feel like he's not as good as he once was. Even a couple seasons ago, I feel like he got like a lot more value. But I think he's just getting overshadowed by other champions right now. And he just kind of feels underwhelming. And you have to kind of run like bats or skeletons to make him like get their value. And so yeah, I'm not feeling him. Dude, Mighty Miner. Dude, I don't even care, bro. Fucking putting Mighty Miner in S tier, dude. I've literally think Mighty Miner is so broken, dude. I'm like tired of pretending it's not broken. Like I'm tired of pretending like it's fair. Like I played against it, and I don't know if it's just kind of like a beatdown player, but like it literally has so much health, and like anything that goes close to it just starts drilling down. So unless you have like a ton of like splash cards, like it gets insane value. And any splash cards, like it's easy for them just having to take that out. Like, dude, Mighty Miner is like making these cycle decks. I swear to God, dude, that card is so buffed right now. I don't even know how to describe how good Mighty Miner is right now. We got the Archer Queen. I want to put her in at B. I mean, I feel like I would put her at A, but there's just so much lightning going around. And like there's also like Mighty Miner, which is 1 elixir less and has all this health, and like just is like an Inferno Tower too for no reason, and has a bomb, like a grenade. Like it just doesn't make any sense. But like it could honestly be A tier too, but because of all the lightning, I feel like that makes me put it at B. Then we have the fucking Monk. I'm putting the Monk in at D. I don't think the Monk's the greatest card. I feel like it's just not like getting its value a lot of the time, compared to other things. And yeah, I feel like it's really overshadowed by the other champions. We got the Boss Bandit. I'm putting the Boss Bandit in at A tier. I know some people want me to put it at S tier, but hear me out. Like, it's 6 elixir, so like it's fucking like 1 elixir less than a P.E.K.K.A. So I feel like for that much of elixir, like it should be nutty. And like every time you have to do those like bullshit like backwards like steps, like you're paying 1 elixir. So like you could be paying like 9 elixir in total or 8 to do all that nonsense. So I feel like when you think about it like that, like it's really not that strong. It could really almost be like a B tiered because it's like easy to defend and stuff. But I feel like you can get a lot of value behind tanks. So like it's hard to say because like yeah, you can kind of force the value with it. We'll have to see as the season goes on, but I'm gonna put it at A. I wanna like think that it's stronger than people think right now. Cause I feel like I want to say like it's not getting played as much as you think on top ladder. Um, we had a Little Prince. It's going in at D. I feel like it's not even like that good to play for like the fast cycle anymore. It's just so weak. I feel like there's just other champions to play. I feel like it's just gotten power creeped. Honestly, I feel like it could honestly use a buff. Uh, we got the Goblinstein. It's gonna go in at B. It's gotten a few nerfs, but it feels like a stronger champion. And the Zeus Lightning Bolt still feels like really lethal, even though they've nerfed like the hit points. Like the spell itself still feels like hella value. So yeah, we finally got them all listed. So I'm gonna slowly scroll through them all so you guys can all see them. So here's the S tier, you guys can see. Um, Here's the A tier. Fisherman's the card I'm blocking. My bad. Look at those A tier cards, baby. Here's the B tier. Let me. Yep. Sorry, my face about to block it. Here's the C tier. You got up here. Here's the D tier. I'm blocking the balloon in the C tier. Um, there you can see the D tier. That's how I scrolled those. Here's the D tier. And here's the F tier. So there, guys, I ranked every card in Clash Royale. Please make sure to like and subscribe. This was a pretty long video for me, so I'd appreciate all the support. Golemmcr out. Peace.